The trade deadline is fast approaching, and the excitement is palpable in Leaf Nation. Rumors are swirling about a certain player who could add a crucial layer of depth to the lineup, and you won't believe who it is. This player could be the missing link that helps Toronto solidify its playoff push. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button to stay updated on all the latest developments. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. As we approach the trade deadline, the Toronto Maple Leafs find themselves in a pivotal moment, one that could shape the trajectory of their season. The recent moves around the league, like Seth Jones heading to Florida and the big swap between New York and Colorado, signal that the time for action is now. The Leafs, with glaring holes in their lineup, must make strategic decisions to bolster their chances for a deep playoff run. One name that's been whispered among fans and analysts alike is Ryan McLeod from the Buffalo Sabres. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Who? But hear me out. McLeod may not be the flashy name like Braden Shen, who certainly comes with a hefty price tag, but he could be the perfect depth acquisition that Toronto desperately needs. At just 25 years old, McLeod is a versatile forward who has shown he can contribute effectively on both ends of the ice. In 54 games this season, he's notched 14 goals and 17 assists, all while maintaining a +12 rating and winning over 52% of his faceoffs. That's the kind of production you want from a third-line center, especially when your team is looking to balance its offensive and defensive responsibilities. Selected 40th overall by Edmonton in 2018, McLeod spent 4 seasons there before being traded to Buffalo in exchange for Matthew Savoy. This season, he's been one of the bright spots for the Sabres, showcasing his ability to play hard and smart, a characteristic that Craig Berube values highly. Imagine him fitting into the Leafs system, where he could potentially thrive alongside our talented forwards. The financial aspect is also compelling. At just $2.1 million, McLeod represents an affordable option for a team that's navigating the complexities of the salary cap. Plus, as a restricted free agent, Toronto would have the flexibility to either re-sign him or let him go if they decide to pursue other avenues. This is the kind of low-risk, high-reward move that can pay dividends in the playoffs, especially when you consider that many successful teams rely on solid secondary players to make a deep run. But let's be real here. This isn't the type of blockbuster trade that gets fans buzzing with excitement. It's not about landing a superstar. It's about making smart, calculated decisions that can elevate the team's overall performance. And that's where I'm torn. Do we want to see the Leafs go all in for a big name? Or should we trust the process and look at players like McLeod, who can make a significant impact without breaking the bank? The urgency is palpable as the clock ticks down to the trade deadline. If Buffalo makes McLeod available, I believe the Leafs should jump at the opportunity. His ability to contribute both defensively and offensively could be invaluable to a squad that has championship aspirations. The addition of a player like him could provide the depth and balance we've been missing. And you? What do you think? Is Ryan McLeod the right fit for the Leafs, or should we be holding out for a more prominent name? I want to hear your opinions down below. Your insights matter, and this community thrives on passionate discussions about our beloved team. Matthew Knies, the rising star of the Toronto Maple Leafs, has recently shed light on the status of his contract negotiations. As a pending restricted free agent, the anticipation surrounding his future in Toronto is palpable. After being hailed as one of the best players during last season's first-round playoff loss to the Boston Bruins, Knies has continued to impress in his second full season in the NHL. In 54 games, this 22-year-old winger has netted 21 goals and amassed 37 points, primarily skating alongside superstars Auston Matthews and Mitch Marner. With his entry-level contract nearing its end, one can't help but wonder about the implications of his potential new deal. When asked about the negotiations during training camp, Knies expressed his desire to remain with the Leafs, emphasizing that he was leaving the details to his agent while focusing on his game. This is the kind of commitment we love to see, but, as fans, we can't ignore the looming questions about his future. In a recent interview with Johnny Lazarus from Daily Faceoff, Knies was posed a critical question. Is there any update on a new contract? His response was clear. Don't expect anything before the end of the season. I can't say I've thought too much about it, he said. There aren't many games left until the playoffs. I think this is something that will be figured out in the summer, and that's when I can think more about it. This is a pragmatic approach, but as fans, it leaves us in a bit of a limbo. Now let's take a moment to reflect on what this means for the team. If Nice does hit the market on July 1st, he'll undoubtedly attract a slew of suitors. However, being a restricted free agent means that any team wanting to sign him would have to make a substantial offer, one that the Leafs might not match immediately. The stakes are high here, not just for Nice, but for the entire organization and its loyal fan base. Nice also made it clear that he envisions a future with the Leafs. He mentioned wanting to stick around and that he believes he, along with him teammates like Marner and John Tavares, share the same sentiment. I'm sure they're getting a lot more attention for it, but I think they're on the same page as me. We all want to stay, and we'll figure out how to make that happen. This kind of unity is so crucial, especially as we gear up for what we hope will be a deep playoff run. As a fan, I can't help but feel a mix of excitement and anxiety. The Leafs are in a position where they could really capitalize on their playoff potential, and that hinges significantly on the roster's stability. If Nice can maintain his performance and contribute significantly, it will only bolster our chances as we aim for the elusive championship. However, the uncertainty surrounding his contract adds a layer of complexity that could impact team dynamics. This brings us to a larger question. Is the organization doing enough to secure its young talent? While Nice has expressed a desire to remain a Leaf, we must also consider the strategic moves the management is making as the trade deadline approaches. General Manager Brad Treliving is reportedly focused on adding the final pieces to the puzzle. The balance of making impactful trades while ensuring our core players feel valued and secure is delicate. Do you think this was the best decision? Honestly, I'm torn. As fans, we want to see the Maple Leafs not only compete but thrive, and that means making smart decisions now that will pay off in the postseason and beyond. The pressure is on Treliving to navigate this landscape effectively. Will he find the right mix of additions without jeopardizing the chemistry we've built? And how will Nice's situation play into all of this? Let's not forget how passionate this fan base is. The connection we have with our players and the organization is deep-rooted. We want to see our stars shine in blue and white, and every decision made now echoes in our hopes for the future. I want to hear your thoughts on all of this. What do you expect from the Maple Leafs as we approach the playoffs? And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. As we keep our eyes on the prize, remember to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on all things Toronto Maple Leafs. Don't forget to activate the notification bell to get all the latest updates.